If you're a coach or a consultant or a service founder and you've been making videos for a while, but you're wondering why it never turns into leads, customers, and clients, this is why. I've had clients who booked a discovery call with me from a video that has less than 100 views. And I also know a business founder who has 500,000 followers with 0 leads in their pipeline. The difference wasn't the audience size, the niche, or the gear that we used. It was how we showed up online and the kind of videos that we were making. Hi, I'm Helmi. I get 80% of my clients from YouTube over the past 5 years, not from going viral. It's from building what I call YouTube for founders. And in this video, I'm going to show you the 6 principles that will separate a YouTube channel that gets views and a YouTube channel that gets you leads, clients, and customers. And this will work even if each videos get less than 500 views. All right, the first point, this has to be addressed. Why most entrepreneurs stay invisible is because they don't want to be the face of their brand. And I talk to many entrepreneurs, potential clients, and this is the kind of stuff they say. I don't want to be the face of the company. I don't like how I look or how I sound. Oh, can I just have my employee to do the video for me? Or can you AI clone myself so I don't have to do the video? Now, number one, if you let your employee do your personal brand for you, first of all, your employee don't care about your company. You should be the face of your own company. Number two, if you AI clone yourself, okay, this argument may work because AI technology is getting better and better, and it's getting really hard to know what is right and what is fake. And you may be able to fool somebody, but the moment I know if a brand is AI, that's it. I unfollow you. What's the point? I don't want to follow some trash AI character. And even though the AI is so good that I watch your videos and I book a call with you, and then on the call, you're different. That actually happened to me a few times. When I see them on LinkedIn or wherever online, and they use AI photo, AI video, everything AI about them, and it's not real, right? So and then when I get on a coffee chat or I meet them and they look different, and I feel like I've been catfished. And trust me, your clients don't like that feeling. It's like you going on a date, you being catfished. Would you be happy about it? No, right? Same thing with your clients. And if you really think about it, let's say you and me, we're both selling the same thing. You're too shy to be on video, so you don't produce videos, you maybe just write on LinkedIn or something. But I'm your competitor selling the same thing, but I have no issues being on video, right? The audience always see my face and the way I talk all the time through video. They never really see you. When it comes for them to buy or take action, who do you think they're gonna go with? But look, I wasn't born confident. Like 5 years ago when I started this whole YouTube thing, and if you just watch my first videos, I was absolutely terrible on video. It's really humiliating. In other words, I just suck at video, right? But I pushed through. Now I'm able to make this kind of video. I'm just sitting here in public. There's people walking around looking at me. I don't really care. And I'm able to talk to you. The vibe is like you're a friend. We're sitting at a table somewhere. We're just talking, right? That's the vibe you want. And trust me, all of your creators that you look up to, they all started exactly like this. Nobody was born perfectly confident on video. Talking on video is completely unnatural. It's a skill that you have to develop. Everybody have to develop it. So for a lot of you, you know you have to start YouTube or video content in general, but you're just too comfortable where you are right now to feel the immediate discomfort when you try something new, right? Maybe you're not desperate enough yet. For me, I noticed that every time I speak to a lead or a client, within a couple of minutes, they already made up their mind. Like, hey, I think I like this guy. I want to work with him. But nobody out of my warm network know that I exist. That's the problem. So the way I look at it, I force myself to do videos because that is my ticket to bypass all the industry gatekeepers. So now I get clients from all over the world. And if I had not been making videos, I would be stuck charging a low amount with only people from Malaysia, because that's where I'm from. So the pain of being unnoticed was enough for me to actually start making videos. So for you, what's your pain? Now, point number 2 is related to personal branding. So basically, the mantra that you keep hearing people say is pick a niche, right? I don't think that's enough. When I started this YouTube channel, my niche was teaching business owners how to start YouTube to get more clients. I followed some guru advice. There's a lot of advice online, and one guy say this, the other guy say that. And I did this video and it went viral. Happy days, I thought I was doing everything right. But little did I know, when that video went viral, I accidentally built an audience for the wrong people. And I found out very quickly they never really want to buy anything from me. So what's the point? So now I am going through an excruciatingly painful task to retrain the audience and the algorithm of what I'm actually about. So that takes posting a lot of videos in the new direction, which is YouTube for business owners. And to help the algorithm and the audience know what I'm about, I need to be known for one thing and one word only. So how can you explain what you do in one sentence to somebody you just met at a party so they won't avoid you? Your channel should be saying the same thing over and over again in many different angles. So here's the thing, sometimes picking a niche, picking one sentence to explain what you do is even not enough nowadays. There's so many people creating content, there's so many personal brands online. You need to really stand out. So point number 3 is figuring out what makes you unique. And the way I do this with my clients is figuring out this thing called the founder's story. So sometimes this may look like you have to pick 2 niches that complement each other, stack it on top of each other, and that's what makes you unique. So I'll give you an example. I have this client who is a KonMari consultant. You know that Japanese lady who have a Netflix TV show comes to your house to declutter your house. So she took her mentorship, so she has the certificate to actually run that business herself. So before working with us, she advertised herself as yet another KonMari consultant. But when I searched, there were so many other people who were doing exactly the same thing. They all look the same way. And I told her, honey, you gotta figure out a way really quickly how to be different, right? So we got on a call. We talked for like about an hour to really explain her story, how she started this whole thing. And she told me something very interesting. She joined the KonMari course originally to declutter her own house. And the reason why her house was cluttered because she had a really good job that pays a lot of money, and she tended to become a shopaholic because she was trying to keep up with the Joneses. She was buying all this crap that she never really used, but everybody's buying it, so she wants to buy it too. So now her house is full of crap, and that's why she joined the decluttering course. So she went through the course, and basically she learned to let go of the thing that doesn't really spark joy in her life. And by doing so, not only did she declutter her house, she realized that she now doesn't have to spend all this money all the time. Therefore, she's able to save money finally after so many years. So I said to Honey, yo, that is your unique selling point. You're a KonMari consultant to declutter, but at the same time, the decluttering will help you in other aspects of your life. In my case, it was finance. So decluttering and finance, that was so interesting and nobody else is doing it. And the moment she owned that niche, her Instagram channel blew up from 6K to 11K followers. That was the only platform that she was active on, and she was trying to build courage. So her next task is to be on YouTube. So now you're trying to figure out what kind of video ideas should I be doing on YouTube to get clients. Well, back in the days, maybe 3-5 years ago, people go to YouTube to find very specific how-to solutions for their problems. So that was why there was a lot of people doing how-to videos. But nowadays, there's AI. So your ideal clients don't have to watch your 10-minute, 30-minute, 60-minute video on how to solve their problem because they can just ask AI. So nowadays, it makes no sense to make how-to video, all right? So what video should you make? At first, I didn't know this either, but when I asked my actual paying clients, like, hey, how did you find me? And they all said something very interesting. All of them said, Helmi, I found you from this video. You telling a story about your journey, and something about your story really resonated with me, and that was why I booked a call and eventually became your client. So the 4th point is stop making teaching videos and start telling stories so your ideal clients find you relatable and they want to work with you specifically. Maybe you've been telling a bunch of stories, maybe you ran out of ideas, but you haven't, because point number 5 is, from my experience, the story that you're actively trying to hide from people, like you don't want them to know about this particular chapter in your life, that story, we all have those stories, right? We don't want to tell anybody, but those are the ones that is the reason why people actually want to buy from you. Surprise, surprise. I give you 3 examples. So in my business journey, I invested money to join an $8,000 coaching program. So the program turned out to be crap, and I felt like I was scammed. So naturally, most people don't want to admit this because it's very embarrassing to know that you've been scammed $8,000. Like, you might fear that people are going to ridicule you, like, how are you so stupid? You didn't see that coming, right? But when I told that story, another founder watched it and really resonated with everything that I felt, booked a call with me, and became my client. I got back that $8,000. And another story was that in one of my videos, For the longest time, I was really embarrassed to let people know that I'm actually 39 and I'm a father of two. Because from my point of view, I fear that people would judge me that I'm this old, I have high commitments with family and kids, and I'm still trying to figure out my life. I should have, get a good corporate job, a nice house, nice car, stable career, that kind of stuff. But here I am still figuring it out. So I was really reluctant to share that part of me in most of my videos. But when I actually did, just share like, hey, I'm a father of two, I'm 39, I'm still trying to figure it out. I don't want a regular 9-to-5 job. And when I share that and I showed a little bit of picture of, my family, people start to resonate with me more. And guess what? I get more clients who are also fathers and mothers and people who got retrenched and started a business. Basically, people exactly like me because they resonated with my story. Oh, here's another one. I don't know if you know this, but I'm from Malaysia, right? Very tropical place. For the longest time, because I was trying to target US clients, I was actively trying not to show that I am from Malaysia. I don't know, it's a weird thing that I feel like maybe you would judge me, maybe you don't want to pay me as much, something like that, right? Up until I met a competitor and she's from the US and she told me Helmi, I think you need to be a little bit more obvious to show that you are from Malaysia because that's what makes you unique. And I didn't get it at first, but last week I posted this one video. It was me visiting my grandma's, so it was in the village side and it was absolutely beautiful. And I took a video that I whipped out in 50 minutes. That video got less than 100 views, but it got me one book call. He told me that I booked a call with you specifically because I saw your video and it reminded me of Malaysia, and I've been to Malaysia and I absolutely love that place. That's why I want to work with you. That's the power of telling your story and owning up who you are. And now we come to the last point, number 6. None of your story, no matter how powerful it is, would make any difference if nobody clicks on your videos in the first place. So packaging in YouTube world means your title and thumbnail. This skill you must master. And don't worry, when you start, you're gonna suck, of course. Eventually, you making 200-300 videos, you know exactly what to do, you'll figure out your own style. Now, unlike social media, where your first sentence hook is the most important part, the YouTube version of that most important part is the thumbnail and the title. It is your first impression to your target audience. So imagine you're going to the supermarket and you're trying to buy a box of chocolates. And on the counter, there's so many chocolates, right? There's so many brands, but you will eventually pick something that catches your attention about the packaging of that chocolate, right? It could be the colors that they use. It could be the font that they use. It could be the face or the object that they use on the packaging or a certain word. It just piqued your interest for some reason. And then you decide to pick that. And that concept is the same with your title and thumbnail. Now, the bad advice that I keep hearing is all these YouTube gurus keep telling you, hey, just copy what works for others and just change 3%. And that works for creators who are trying to be entertainers, but not for business owners. You're a business owner doing YouTube. You're not a creator, okay? There's a difference. So don't follow content creator advice, because if you copy other people, you'll just end up looking the same. And the whole point of marketing is to be different. So one of the easiest, best way to be different is to tap in more into your own personality. There's only one you in this world. What makes you you? You maybe never even thought about this, but maybe think about it. I'm going to give you an example here. Some people have really interesting hair. Maybe they have blonde, curly hair, or they have an afro hair, or they have a super straight hair, whatever. It's just different. So you should bank in on that, because not everybody has it. It could be your unique skin color. It could be your unique face. It could be your accent, or even like a certain flaw that you have. Maybe you have a scar, or maybe you're a little handicapped. Whatever that makes you unique, own that uniqueness. That is you. Give any reason for people to remember you, because you can't blend in online. So use every opportunity you get to stand out. So for example, I'm a little preppy. That's always been me. That's not just for YouTube. I always tend to dress up a little bit, which is kind of weird for somebody who works from home. So I like linen stuff. I like baju batik, which is a Malaysian traditional shirt. I like vintage watches. Look at the specs. I like nature and cafe. That's why I shoot with this background. I don't like to shoot in my house so much. Okay, there's only one you in this world. Introduce more of you onto YouTube. So now you know how to build a profitable personal brand on YouTube that gets you clients. But how do you make your first video? Luckily for you, I have the Stories to Clients free template, link in the description below. And if you want to plan out your content strategy to get more clients faster, watch this video next.